and welcome to the AI with Arun Show. Imagine a world where the microchip in your electric car was designed in Bengaluru but manufactured in Dresden. Imagine walking into a cafe in Paris and paying with your Indian digital wallet instantly. Welcome to January of 2026. India and the European Union signed what is being called the mother of all deals. Today, we are not just talking about trade tariffs, we are talking about a new Silicon Silk Road that's going to rewrite the future of AI. So, in this video, we are not going to deep dive into the geopolitics of the India EU trade deal, but instead, we're going to focus on the business, on the technology, and particularly on AI. So, let's get started. First, let's look at the scoreboard. On Jan 27th, 2026, the deal was sealed. We are looking at a massive bilateral trade relationship valued at 180 billion euros. But here is the number that matters. 96.6% or almost 97%. That is the percentage of EU exports to India that are now tariff free. It's huge. But if you think this is just about selling more French wine or German cars, you are missing the point. This deal is actually a structural merger of two of the world's largest democratic technology ecosystems. It's about building a fortress around the technology of the future. So, why now and why the rush? Well, remember the supply chain shocks of 2020 and 2022? The world realized that relying on two or one country for everything was a dangerous game. Europe calls its new strategy de risking, basically not putting all your eggs in one basket. They need a partner who is democratic and has massive scale. Enter India and its Viksit Bharat 2047 vision. India wants high tech manufacturing. Europe wants a reliable friend. This is called friend shoring, building your supply chains through countries that share your values. Now, this is the heart of the presentation of this video. We call it the Silicon Silk Road. You see, AI isn't just magic code in the cloud. It lives on physical hardware, the chips. The plan is to link the EU Chips Act, which is worth 43 billion euros, with the India's semiconductor mission, which is a $10 billion US dollars initiative. It's a perfect puzzle fit. Europe is a master of building the machines that make the chips. Think ASML's lithography tools. And India? India is home to 20% of the world's semiconductor design engineers. The deal connects Europe's factory with India's design lab. So this is not about politicians talking. The big corporations are already moving. Look at Infineon, the German giant. They just partnered with India's NIELIT to train a massive workforce in chip packaging. They know that the bottleneck is not just factories, it's skilled people. Then there is NXP. They are setting up in Greater Noida to build 5nm chips. Why 5nm? Because that is the brain power needed for autonomous driving. And STMicroelectronics is investing in heterogeneous integration, which is a fancy way of saying that they are stacking different chips together to make your devices smarter and smaller. Now, what happens if there is another global crisis, a pandemic or a war? This deal creates a red phone for technology, an early warning system. If there is a shortage of raw materials like gallium or rare earths, India and the EU share intel immediately. More importantly, they give each other privileged access. It means that in a crisis, we prioritize our partners over everyone else. It's an insurance policy for the digital age. Now let's talk about power. Not political power, but computing power. You cannot have modern AI without supercomputers. This deal launches what we called the GANANA project. It connects Europe's supercomputers like the Leonardo in Italy with India's CDAC supercomputers into one massive grid. Think of it like a power grid, but for intelligence. Scientists in Pune or Helsinki can now tap into this combined power to run simulations that were previously impossible. Now let's talk sovereign AI. Why do we need all that power for? To break the monopoly. Right now, most AI models are owned by a few American giants and trained mostly on English data. This partnership wants to create a third pole of AI. India is plugging its AI supercomputer, AIRAWAT, into this grid. They are using India's Bhashini initiative, which has massive data sets in many languages, to train AI models that are multilingual and unbiased. It's about creating sovereign AI that respects local cultures, and languages. Rules can be boring, but listen to this because this is where the money is. Europe has the AI Act, the strictest AI rules in the world. India is pro innovation. How do they work together? They created a golden ticket mechanism through a project called SESEI, SESEI. They are aligning Indian standards with European ones. Here's what this means for you. If you are an Indian startup and you build an AI tool that meets these shared standards, you get instant access to the European market without extra red tape. So the SESEI that I mentioned, it stands for Seconded European Standardization Expert in India, that ensures Indian standards are aligning with the European standards. Now, here is another interesting twist. Usually, the West teaches the East about tech. This time, it's the other way around. Europe is looking at India stack, things like UPI and Aadhaar, and saying we want that. They are building the Eurostack. They want digital identity and payments to be public utilities, not things owned by an Apple or a Google. India is actually transferring know how to help Europe build its own sovereign digital infrastructure. Now, let me show you what this means in real life. We are working towards wallet interoperability. So, imagine an Indian tourist in Paris. She wants to rent a car. Instead of filling out paperwork, she taps her phone. Her Indian digital wallet speaks to the European digital wallet, verifies her driving license instantly, and she drives off. No photocopies, no waiting. This is possible because of a new data bridge that allows trusted data to flow between the two regions safely. Now, if you are a startup, what is in it for you? So, if you are a coder, you're an entrepreneur, or a student, listen up. The deal includes matchmaking events connecting Bangaluru's startups with Berlin's investors. They are holding ideathons to solve climate problems, and crucially, they are streamlining the EU blue card process. Europe has a shortage of engineers. India has the talent. This deal opens a door for talent mobility like never before. Now, it's not all peaceful trade. We live in a dangerous world. The partnership has a sharp edge. For the first time, India and the EU have a dedicated security and defense partnership. They are using AI to track dark fleets, illegal ships turning off their trackers in the ocean. They're also fighting AI versus AI cyber battles, sharing intelligence to stop disinformation and cyber attacks. It's about protecting democracy in the digital realm. This tech is changing the physical world too. Let's look at cars. Your future EV will likely use India made chips and European engineering. Look at healthcare. The GANANA supercomputers are being used for bioinformatics, designing personalized medicines based on your genetics. This deal impacts the car you drive and the medicine you take. So, where are we going from here? If this works, by 2030, we'll see a Euro Indian stack, a seamless digital market. We might see Indian factories supplying the chips for German autos, but it requires overcoming bureaucracy. The goal is that by 2047, India's 100th birthday, we will have a fully integrated digital ecosystem that offers the world a democratic alternative to authoritarian tech. To wrap up, the mother of all deals has built the infrastructure. We have the Silicon Silk road for hardware, the GANANA grid for compute, and the Eurostack for daily life. The geography of innovation has shifted. The bridge has been built. The only question left, what are you going to build on top of it? Thank you for watching. If you like the show, please like, share, and subscribe to the AI with Arun Show. Thank you.